Alright, this is a 1992 Acura Integra GS-R. This car has 87,000 miles on it, one owner. In 1992 and 1993, they only made less than 4,000 GS-Rs in North America, and most of them are in a landfill or have over 200,000 miles at this point. So I'm going to go over some of the details here with you guys. Alright, this is the period correct 3-piece spoiler. This is taped on, it's not drilled, so it can come off. Although, this is not a standard, this is the carbon fiber. Or fiberglass, I think they used fiberglass back then. You can see the straight edge. So, it is removable. This is the back of the car. The battery's in the back because there's so many modifications on it. This is a somewhat new Optima AGM battery. All the seals, everything's really nice on this car. The paint shines. There's no clear coat failure like a lot of these cars had. A lot of the early 90s Hondas had that awful clear cut failure. Alright, for wheels, these are 17-inch. That's basically +2 back then. They were 15s back then, 14-inch wheels. Or no, 15-inch wheels. This has Dunlop all the way around. These are SSR Type Fs. They have like a couple hundred miles on them, but they might be a little bit older. SSR caps. These are semi-forged wheels. 2-piece hat rotors. Almost new stoptechs, probably have about 400 miles on them. Stainless steel lines, suspension techniques, sway bars, all new bushings, rubber bushings. These are the old school 1-piece JDM headlights back in the 90s. These were like 800 bucks and they took like months to get in the mail. I don't know if any of you guys remember modding back then, but it was a bit of a stretch. Everything took forever to get. Alright, we'll go over some of these modifications. All stainless steel lines. The owner had a fuel line rupture and redid everything in the stainless steel sheathing, for whatever that's worth. This is a Drag 2 turbo kit on here. You can see the intercooler. It's got the huge intercooler. The Drag 2 was different in that it had an upgraded exhaust manifold. Nology wires, MSD, external coil modification, HKS blow-off valve. This is a real Mugen valve cover. You could tell by the way the end lines up. You could find fake Mugen valve covers on every street corner on eBay for $99, but this is the real deal. These are impossible to find and very, very expensive if you could find them. Okay, so recently I did all the belts. I did the time belt just yesterday. Gates racing. Everything runs good. RC injectors.
Car, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
What year is this?
This is a 92.
92?
Yeah, it's a 92 GS-R.
You've been fixing this? Is this yours or?
No, I'm just selling it for somebody. I'm selling it online. I'm making a video about it. Hopefully someone buys it.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah, it's all turboed out.
Is it around town or around here?
No. It's basically just, yeah, kind of. It's 28 years old, but it's got like 80,000 miles on it, and it has. Yeah, it hasn't been driven much in the last 20 years. It's kind of just sat.
Damn. It's a nice car.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Have a good night.
You too.
This is an old style FMU. These added pressure on top, fuel pressure on top, instead of regular ECU tuning they have today. To maximize whatever you get out of this car, you definitely want to get some type of tuning. It's got the injectors, it's got the extra fuel pump, inline fuel pump, and the in-tank pump and all the supporting mods. But back when this car is fixed up, it has all the hardware, it just doesn't have the software. But it's still very fast. It's probably around 270 horsepower. It feels great to drive. Oh yeah, you can see on here, all the time marks are at 0. It's never been tuned. The bottom end was built by Rebello Racing, elective build, probably about 18 years ago. JE pistons, Crower rods, pretty much anything you could imagine they put in, and also DPR stage 5 head. I believe it's got the stock head gasket, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't know about the cams either. JG had turbo cams back then, but I have no clue if they're in here or not. I haven't checked. Okay, this is the interior. Got some sweet Nakamichi separates, Mugen pedals. This Momo steering wheel is pretty cool. It matches the color of the car. It's really clean. This is back when Momo was actually a really nice company. Okay, you got an air fuel meter, got an EGT meter, 87,000 miles. Everything works. AC, vents, stereo, all that stuff. Apex, electronic boost control, HKS turbo timer, some Fast and the Furious gauges, fuel, oil, and boost. This car boosts around 8 psi right now. Oil pressure reads pretty high, like 55, 60 on a cold start, and fuel is around 48 or so. Okay, just the back seat. No one is gonna sit back there. These are Momo seats, Alcantara, elephant ears, all standard Momo brackets. They look pretty good. Headliner's in good shape. This car was stored inside, so I think it's in actually really good shape. It's got the stock training. On the training on these, it's like 4,000 RPMs, it's 70 miles an hour. It's a YS1 or YS2, whatever they called it. And yeah, that's about it. Running this car at no reserve, so if you have any questions, let us know, okay? Alright, I'm going to show underneath the 92 Acura Integra GS-R just some of the aftermarket parts. There'll be some questions. So, this is coilover suspension, stainless steel lines you can see here. All the sway bar bushings here were done with energy bushings, a full kit. So you have, you can see in here, the red urethane bushings. Stainless steel lines. This is the back of the car. This is a custom 3-inch exhaust. You can see it goes all the way to the front. That's a Bosch 044 inline fuel pump, just a booster pump. It's pretty noisy, but they did this whole thing in stainless steel. It's pretty nice how they did it. It looks pretty good for 87,000 miles. It does have a catalytic converter that you can see over here at the end. And yeah, you can see the bushings. We're all pressed in, so the suspension was a bit refreshed. Alright. These are the stoptechs. These have very low miles on them. This isn't exact science here, but it's 328 millimeter kit. Let's see here, but these have the hatted rotors on them. Have very low miles on these. These are Tokico 5-way Illuminox coilovers on all fours. Yeah, there's the cat. It goes all the way up to the front manifold. This is the original B17 engine.